Hello, I am so excited for today's live because not only do I have the lovely Tom Rogers, but I also have another very special guest. Now, I have been wanting to get into conversations with people who are doing big things. And our guest today is someone who is over the last couple of months, I was just like, I want to start talking to people who are thinking bigger, thought leaders, people who are, I'm so excited. I just introducing you. So I was just saying that I wanted to start getting into conversations with people who are doing big things, like thought leaders, people who are disrupting the industry. And if you don't know who Bree is the lovely person behind a huge part of the VA industry. And I'm sure she's going to tell us all about yourself. But I also invited my husband, Tom, here because I know that you are launching something exciting. You have a couple of things going on, but you're also doing something in the tech space. And Tom heads Hey Clients, which is a software that is disrupting the coaching market. And so I thought it'd be amazing to have like a conversation between us three.
I am obsessed. This is going to be so juicy. Everyone get their popcorn. We are about to pop.
Yes. So Bree, first of all, introduce yourself because I know you have a lot of different things going on. And I know you've just launched an event, which I was just stalking today. So give us the juicy bits.
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this conversation. And yeah, so my name is Bree. I'm a mom of three, first and foremost, live in Minnesota, and I built a seven-figure cash business in 2 years, and we are just going to the moon. I've always thought industry leadership, industry domination. I started out as a virtual assistant 5.5 years into motherhood and quickly realized, wow, this is what like every single mom that I know, this is what they wanted, the consistent, tangible income on a completely flexible schedule. It's so much more than just being a VA. It's about having freedom and having choice and autonomy in your life. And so I created a VA training program that just quickly took off. And then everyone wanted to hire the VAs that I've trained. So I created a virtual assistant agency, and we work with some of the biggest names in the industry, providing their virtual remote teams. And then my clients were like, wait, how did you build your business so fast? And so I also support entrepreneurs with scaling because, and you guys probably know this too, is like, we did not build our business to sit behind a computer for 40 hours a week. We want freedom. And so I've always thought in terms of leverage and scale. Even, my first month I launched the program, I hired my own VA, and then I invested in ads the next month. And then a couple other gaps that I saw in the industry. One, there's no easy one place for entrepreneurs to find VAs and vice versa. Like huge, I remember I came in as a VA and I was like, where do I even find jobs? I can look here and I can look there and like piecemeal all the opportunities together, but there's no good, easy place. I mean, there's like Fiverr and Upwork and they take massive cuts out of both sides. And I'm like, not here for that. No. So I have created the industry's first VA swipe to match platform, kind of like Tinder for VAs.
I love that.
I know. Yeah. So that'll be rolling out here for user testing. We've created the MVP. So we'll be getting it out in August. And I also created the industry's first virtual assistant conference, and we actually just opened up tickets today.
That is amazing.
That is so exciting. Well, I'm stoked to meet you. My name's Tom, like Anna was saying. And I was just listening to that. As you were giving the intro, Anna was like, I've done a lot of lives and I really want you to join this one because I think you're going to vibe. And as you were just describing like why you started, what you started, jumping into this market and kind of seeing the market needs and how you keep adding to that. Yeah, I was like, okay, now I understand why you've invited me onto this.
But it's really interesting because a lot of the time people are like, how do you come up with these ideas? And ideas come when you see a gap in the marketplace. And so you did the exact same thing. When you came up with the idea of launching Hey Clients, you saw a gap in the marketplace.
Yeah. So like, as you were describing it, we were building our coaching business. And again, one of the reasons we wanted to talk to you and we were so excited is that the coaching market's going nuts, it's growing, but there's so much more you can do than like just launch a course or just launch a mastermind. There's so many more things. You can launch a book, you can do retreats, you can do tech software, so you can like use AI now to build like your own AI stuff. I was seeing different people, someone's building a tap-in app that we know, and they're launching other things, other utilities to help, not just a course or not just a mastermind, right? And there's nothing wrong with those. You need them in the space, but it's inspiring to like thought leaders like yourself who are doing other things. And yeah, with Hey Clients, that was the same kind of thing. We were coaching, helping our clients, and then we quickly realized like, oh, there's a bit of an integration gap. Like there's this bit of, we would advise them to a masterclass, or we advise them to launch a low ticket. We love freedom as well. We're called Lifestyle Rich, like our brand is around that. And we were like advising how people can build an ecosystem around their offer suite to sell in the back end. And then we realized the tech was kind of the hard part. That was the bit that was slowing them down. So we went out and started the software and like partnered with technology companies, added our support, and like went out there and created a whole new business that wasn't planned initially. But now it's there, and now we're building it. So as you were describing yours, and now you're doing this. And it was really funny because you were saying you're launching this amazing Tinder marketplace for VAs. And even in our community, when people are on Hey Clients, they're always asking like, how do I find a VA, a tech VA to help me? How do I find an OBM to help me? So right now we're just recommending, a bunch of people. And I did say to Anna, I was like, we need like a marketplace here. And then you popped out and she's like, you hired me.
I love that. It's like the whole thing of what you're saying is like that next step, that next gap always reveals itself. And you're like, oh, that's how I close the gap.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So when you came up with this idea for the tech platform, like what are some of the challenges that you found in creating this? Because it's not an easy feat to build something that's, when we come up with coaching offers, we're like, yeah, create some offer art, here's the link. And we're like, here you go. And it's easy to execute. But with something like tech, obviously you build it out. There's a lot of things going on. So I'd love to know just like, what are some of the challenges that you found, all of these things?
Yeah, absolutely. It amazes me now how accessible everything is for the person who has the audacity to go for it. And it's like it was honestly so fast and easy to build it out. I would say probably the next step is once we open it up to user testing and then the first, paying clients on it, like that I think will be the harder part than building it. But I was away on a weekend, a non-business weekend with one of my best friends. She had this like 40th birthday weekend and, everyone was there. No one else was an entrepreneur except one woman. And she's a software developer career coach in the San Francisco area. So she's super tapped into the tech scene.
Amazing.
And I was telling her what I built and she was like, oh, what about this? And I was like, whoa, what's the next step? And within 2 days, I had hired the developer, and I went on to one of the marketplaces where you can find remote support, niche support, and I just started asking people questions. And the reason that I hired this person was because they were asking me back questions that demonstrated, oh wow, they know exactly what they're talking about. And they were like, well, why don't you do it this way? And I was like, oh my gosh, genius. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, honestly, like the whole, figuring it out, getting it going part was so easy and fast. And obviously I'm immersed in my industry and know, like the components that need to come together. But it's like anything, even this event, it's like, it's all easy if you just have the audacity to like go for it and hold the bigger vision.
I was going to say, because you're not a technical, like, do you have tech background, like coding?
No.
Anything like that?
Not at all.
It's amazing, right? Like we always talk about ideas come to everyone, but it's those who have that audacity to go ahead and with you just said like, oh yeah, I just went out, found people to help me with that, and you just went and did it. So it's just it's amazing.
I really love that, because this is something that like we resonate with, and we laugh about this all the time, because we actually decided to start our very first online business 4 months into dating 10 years ago.
I'm
And
obsessed. That's
we were just
amazing.
like, we made this decision, and then we both looked at each other. We're like, oh, we don't even own laptops. And so we were just, so it is that level of audacity to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. It doesn't matter what roadblocks are in my way, and you just figure it out as you go.
Yeah, I guess my question for you, like for people who are watching, for other coaches in the market right now, like why is now the right time to launch a different type of offer? So when I say a different type of offer, like I said, I love, innovate's a good word, because I love courses. They've changed our lives. I love masterminds. I'm obsessed. They've changed our lives. We always have coaches. So I love that. But we're so inspired by like visionaries and innovators who are going out there and like, writing the books, getting on the stages, creating the retreats, doing the softwares, doing the apps. So my question for you is like, for other people who are watching who are coaches, course creators, why would you say, why now should they go and do something, maybe if it pops into their head?
Yeah. I mean, always, right? It's always about that like bigger context and stretch. And I know I think about business building. And so for any coach or course creator out there, for me, it's like, how can you not just serve the niche, but serve the entire industry? And I've always thought too, it's like, even if I don't want to sell my company, I want to build a company that's sellable, meaning, the leverage and scales, like it doesn't depend on me for all of the delivery.
Yeah.
And I also knew in that in addition to an education company, having an actual, tangible, physical product, when you study other companies that have done that, is like typically that's what they've done. And so it's like kind of like what you said, if you figure out the clarity in the stretch, in the going for it, like you guys are like, oh sure, we don't even have laptops, so we just started this next. Better go get one. But it's like that's how it works. Everything that I've created in my business has been by deciding to do it first and then figuring it out as I go, expanding the leadership skills and the knowledge and resourcing team and support and all of that.
I love that. It's actually really funny, because that company that we started, so we actually started that company because we didn't have laptops, from an internet cafe. We actually sold that company last year and exited that company. And so
Oh my gosh.
it kind of did like a full circle, but it just shows you just the power of just like going first and really going for it and innovating in this space. One of the reasons we always joke that Tom started Hey Clients, the tech platform, because he was building a need for me, because I was constantly going, I just want to launch this. Can someone just take care of this? And so the entire premise behind that software is, how can I keep women or people in their zone of genius so that they can just do the work? And so for you, it's like, how can I keep the VAs in their zone of genius? So rather than worrying about getting clients, where do I find all of these opportunities? You're building the need for it, which is really, really cool.
I also love the fact you said about like, when I asked like, why now? You're like, well, it's that stretch of you're serving that niche, but then how can you serve the industry, right? How can you go bigger and serve the industry in a different way? And we were talking about that literally last week. It was my birthday, so we were in Valle de Guadalupe, the wine regions of Mexico, and we sat in the pool. There's like a hot tub on the balcony overlooking with a glass of red. And Anna, we were talking about this type of stuff. We're like, how do we disrupt this market even more? Like, what's the next level we can take with this? Who can we serve with it? And to hear you then like iterate that back, like, why now? I love it, because I think there's people who will watch this who they'll have those ideas and they'll be like, okay, let's move, let's do it. And Tom Bilyeu, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tom Bilyeu. He runs Impact Theory. Him and his wife, Lisa Bilyeu, they sold like a company for over $1 billion, Quest. And he always says, like, when they have these types of discussions, him and his wife go, no bullshit, what's it gonna take? And I think a lot of the time people want that impact, but sometimes their fear is holding them back to execute on that idea. So they're having that conversation of just like, no bullshit, what is it actually gonna take? Because like you said, right, like some people will have that idea to build that tech app, but then they'll be like, well, I'm not technical, I'm not a techie person, like, I don't want to run a team, like I don't have capital, whatever the reason is. But when you ask yourself, no, this is like how to further.
This is the impact I want to make.
This is the impact I want to make. This is how I'm going to help that market. So no bullshit. What is it going to take? It seems like I've only just met you. I've only been hanging out for like 10 minutes. But like straight away, you're just like, I wanted to do this thing, so I found someone. And then Anna was telling me, you launch this event, do it. That's the type of people we love to be around, like visionaries and innovators. So it's, I just wanted to credit you for that because it's inspiring.
I love it. I love it. Well, I love, what we talked about at the beginning, and it's like, I think so many people when they want to build this business and they're like, but what do I do? It has to be this perfect thing. And then they create the thing that they think is perfect. But really, like what you've said and what we talked about was, it's like, look at the problems in the marketplace, the gaps in the marketplace, and like that's what you go create. And of course, then you can put your spin and flavor and flair and energy into it. But it's like create for the gaps in the marketplace. That's your biggest money maker.
Yes, 100%. And then iterate. Like we had a coaching call this morning and we were talking about launching offers, and the advice we were given is like, launch it fast.
Get it out. It's never going to be perfect.
Because you're going to refine it. So like I always say to our clients with Anna, like one thing she's incredible at is she will launch a program or a coaching program, but then she will refine it like 2 or 3 times. She'll go back and edit it. And it's the same thing, like what you're going to do with the tech software and what we do with Hey Clients all the time. We're always refining, but I think a lot of people get stuck in that perfection loop of just like, it has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect first before I put it out there.
Before I get it out there, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'm so grateful. One of the first programs I took, even before I launched my business, they taught the like beta model where you co-create, like you get paid to create it alongside the founding cohort. And so, I mean, what better way to create than to have people pay you to create it for them? And then you also get to like actually infuse what they really need into it based on their feedback.
Absolutely. Exactly. I'm so excited that we did this like live together. And again, the entire intention was just to speak to people who are innovating, speak to people who are expanding in the market and getting creative. Like this is what it's about, right? It's like, how can we serve the market with our creativity? And sometimes that goes beyond just the traditional offers.
Yeah, I do have another quick question.
Yeah.
Now you're launching this, and then you've got the event. How are you yourself balancing the different companies? We talk about this all the time.
We run multiple businesses.
We have different businesses, and then I know there's some clients that will get overwhelmed with just running their one business. So you're running multiple ones. How are you juggling that?
Yeah. Oh, great question. Then I want to hear the same from you guys too. Yeah. I would say it's one, like thinking like a CEO. So being resourced with team is like, I think that's the biggest trap that entrepreneurs could get into. And this is also, I'm like, I love the VA industry. Yeah. You should not do it all yourself. One of my favorite books is 10X is easier than 2X. Yeah. And so, I have an amazing support team. Nothing I ever do I do alone. I do with team and support and all of that. But also, like I'm big on energetics and, like I wake up early and I work out every morning. I meditate every morning and just really, tapping into the bigger context and identity and vision, and then moving and leading from that place. And it doesn't mean I'm not stretched and sometimes like, what is going on? But I think I'm so tapped into where I'm going and what I'm doing that anything that doesn't align just kind of falls off, or it's like almost an unemotional decision to just be the leader every day because dang, we got big things to do.
Yeah, I love that.
What about you guys?
10X is easier. We actually saw Dr. Benjamin Hardy live and he's incredible. But the exact same thing. You always say this, it's easier for you. He reminds me all the time. He was just like, okay, let's take the emotion out of this and what needs to be done. And I'm just like, but sometimes I want to be emotional.
For me, when it comes to juggling the different things, is like, I was saying this the other day, like building the tech company has been hard. Like it's a harder business to build. And I was like, but I love it. Like I'm obsessed with it. Like I love the game. And I think another thing you mentioned about leaders of like, we've got stuff to do is that like, so for me, how we juggle them all is just, I love the games that we're playing with all of them. I see it as a fun game. I like this. I know what to do here. I know what to do here. And problems that come, they're not really problems. They're more just like opportunities. I always say to our team, I'm just like, anything that's come in is an opportunity on how we can improve, and that's fun. Take joy in that.
Yeah.
Don't see it as a problem. Don't see it as heavy. Like, take joy in it. And yeah, we're aligned with our long-term mission, and to get that, we're refining, you know, all of the ways. So it's just, for me, that's that. And then also state management. Like, we manage our state a lot of the time when I'm coaching or doing a live like this, or, you know, with our clients. I always joke, like, I'm always standing up. I'm always standing when I'm coaching my clients, because I'm like a mini Tony Robbins, because Tony Robbins is like a giant. I'm like super excited about everything, and I'm like,
the best thing
yeah,
ever.
I'm like, let's go, like, do this, coach it. But then when it comes to the tech side of the business, there's a lot more support going on there. It's a bit more kind of like hands-on with the team, a bit more ops and stuff like that. So I'm a bit more slower, calmer, sat down, and I put myself in different frames to like manage the projects. And I think it's similar to you with like writing the book.
Yeah.
Launching a coaching office.
So I'm in the process of writing a book. I'm doing a lot of big things behind the scenes. But for me, similar to what you said, it's enjoying the game. It's entrepreneurship is not just about the highs. It's not just about, I'm going to hit this arbitrary number. It is seeing this as your life's vision and just being like, this is the thing that I'm obsessed with. And regardless if I'm winning or I'm losing or I'm experiencing the higher, I'm in the trenches, it's something you have to learn how to enjoy and celebrate the moments, right? Because we've been entrepreneurs for a decade now. We've built multiple companies. We've exited one. And throughout that, there's so many times we're in the trenches and we're just like, okay, we're in the trench, but we know this is part of the game. We know that you just keep going up, and it's always this thing, right? Like, we always talk about it like the stock market. It's like, okay, the stock market is, the trend is going upwards. You experience the downs, but you're still bound to go up, and you're on this projection upwards. And so that's how I view entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch on is, again, I love the fact you're focused on VAs and focused on team, because another thing I would say for people who are like ready to go and disrupt the industry and like maybe do that crazy retreat they're planning, or that crazy trip, or that crazy book, or whatever it is they're planning, is just that there's so many people out there that are going to be perfect to help you in that mission. So like last week, even though our coaching company is popping off and Hey Clients is growing rapidly at the moment, last week I took a whole week off. You know, I took the whole week off. We were onboarding tons of views this year. We were in the valley just drinking wine. It was my birthday, so I took a whole couple of days off. I think sometimes people think I can't do X because that sounds too difficult, or I can't run a team or work with a couple of people. It sounds too X. It's like that limiting. But again, over the 10 years of being in business, we realized, oh, that's just a belief. I don't know where it came from, but it's just a belief, which doesn't have to be true.
And also the time off is so good, because it's like the creativity, the ideation process comes from that. Like
we always want to take over the world.
We left that weekend going, we're gonna take over the world. Exactly what you said. You're like world domination. And it's exactly the same way, because you get these like fresh ideas that you normally won't have if you're too busy grinding in the day-to-day. And this is also a great reason why you need a team and you need people to support you, right?
Yeah. Yes, this is it. I love what you said, that it is the game. I think of like life and business as the playground. Yes. And creating that spaciousness. Like, that's how my tech platform came in. It was just like, oh, a non-business weekend away. Yes. Yes.
Exactly. So now you've got the coaching business, the tech company, and you're connecting the two together. I'm excited for you to launch it in August. I think you're gonna it's gonna pop off, because like you said, when you help the market with a problem, they will respond. Like we always talk about offer market fit. You know, you got product market fit, but there's also offer market fit. And it's the same thing. It's like, you'll know when it's right, because people just take it. People join that mastermind like crazy. People go for that retreat like crazy. People buy that offer. And that's what we're seeing. You know, Hey Clients is just exploding in the market, because it's so, it fits and it helps. And I think you're going to have the same thing now in August when you launch this. It's just going to be like, boom.
Boom. Let's go. Here we are, world. Yes. Well, what about for you? I'd love to hear. So you saw the gap, you had the idea for Hey Clients, and what was your process in like, okay, we're doing this. What came next?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So with us, like I said, we built multiple businesses, and our dynamic Anna's the creative, I call her like the creative unicorn. She's a creative visionary unicorn. I'm the more strategic, like tactical
Logic.
funnels, like marketing type of guy. So in all of our businesses, I've done that side of it. You know, I've done the systems, the ops, the geeky copywriting, that side of it. And Anna's usually been the brand, the face. And when I say that, everyone's like, of course, she's beautiful. So that's
Gorgeous.
but in all those businesses, that's been the dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And then about 3-4 years back, we played with all the softwares out there. You know, ActiveCampaign, Kajabi, Flowdesk. We had everything stitched together through Zapier. So we had like one software here, one software here. We had emails over here, landing pages here, contracts over here, calendars. It was all stitched together, and I was just getting frustrated with it. So about 2021, 22. I moved over to high-level technologies and started to use that and really loved it, but also saw like it was a huge learning curve because it's every piece of the puzzle technologically in one place. But we started using it and I fell in love with the geeky side of it. And then we were using that. We switched everything over to those technologies, but I was like, it's missing the support. It's a bit clunky sometimes. Like it's missing the design elements. But again, for me, that was fine. Like I could dive into that. Anna didn't want to look at it. You know, every time she went and looked at it, it was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And then in 2023, end of 23,
You taught yourself.
we were coaching. Oh yeah, another backstory. I'm a full stack developer, so I can code and I can.
He's being really humble because he taught himself how to do all of this.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a geek. So apart from the funnel stuff, I'm also like really into AI. I can code all of that stuff.
Holy moly. You guys are like the power team.
Yeah, and then in 2023 we were coaching. You know, we were growing in the market. We were coaching a lot of women, getting clients for Instagram. Anna's Zone of Genius's story, and then we would come in and be like, right, do this on this masterclass or do this, and we just saw there was that lag to like doing it. You know, we're like, where's the page? Where's this? And it wasn't out. So I was like, well, my dynamic has always been to support you in that way. Again, how do we disrupt the industry? What if we build a company that can support other people in that way?
Other women, yeah.
Exactly, other women. So you can partner. We partnered with a few different technology companies, bundled everything. Then we've added our 24/7 support. We've added personal onboarding calls. We've added our training. We've added AI. We've added like chat support. We've got a beautiful store coming out, beautiful themes. Again, we've customized it for our market. And like you, we launched it quick and we launched it scrappy and we've been refining. And over the last 2 years, it's just taken off. Like we've grown 100% organically, and it's just affiliates. People are referring us. One person comes in, they bring 5 friends because they're like, oh my gosh, I can get on a call with another woman and she walks me through this, and it's like it's a fun call. Staff are amazing.
We actually have a couple of your VAs who are training themselves in the Hate Lions platform, and I know them because I see their profiles. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and like that's
they're smart.
We love those users because when we get OBMs and VAs and they're trained on Hate clients, they're then bringing their clients into it, and like because for them it makes their job easier and it makes the client's job easier because it's all in one place. So yeah, that was our journey to sort of launching it, and it's been a wild ride.
I love that. I feel like it so beautifully comes back to the theme of this conversation is just create what the market needs and then iterate, make it better, continue to fill those gaps. And you guys will probably like next month you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we need to add this in, and then 2 weeks later
we actually came up with our idea.
Last week when we were in our relaxing thing, we're making another huge move coming soon as well. Likely, another kind of big push, swing, as our friend calls it. As our friend said. But yeah, it's exciting. Like I said, it's a fun. It's a game, and it's like, how can we have the most impact? How can we lead? How can we innovate? How can we help more people in different ways? And to me, that's just exciting.
Yeah. Bree, thank you so much for joining us today. This was incredible. And again, like I love connecting with industry disruptors, people who are thinking outside the box. I know you have a lot of different things going on, so please tell everyone where to find you, how to jump into your world, how to join and jump into VA Fest and all the exciting things.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Come find me on Instagram at Hey, it's Bree Cain. And let's just chat. I'd love to hear about your business and goals. You know, whether you're an entrepreneur who's scaling, we've got the team that we can place in to support you in scaling. You know, the app, if you are wanting to be a VA or you're a VA, come into the academy. It's literally, I call it the most magical place on earth. It's like Disneyland for VAs.
I love that
And we
Disneyland
have
for
the
VAs.
event. So, yes, all the magic.
I love that Disneyland for VAs. I like it. Like it's the Tinder for VAs on the front, and then
Yeah.
Disneyland for the VAs in the back.
Totally. Yes. The happiest place on earth.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for spending this 30 minutes with
Yeah.
us and just, again, diving into incredible, thought-provoking conversation.
Yeah,
So,
you definitely. I know there's going to be people watching this. It's like
yes,
it's going to be the inspiration for them
to think bigger.
to do that next thing in their industry, and that's super exciting. Like impacting 1, 10, 100 people to do that. And yeah, the ripple effects can be epic. So thank you so much for your time, and it's been great to get to know you.
I know. It's so much fun. Thanks for having me. I loved this conversation.
All right, bye.
Right, see you,
Bye.
Bree.
See
Bye.
ya.